Good afternoon and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to do a card share. We have layout shares, but I don't know that I've ever seen a card share. So this afternoon I decided that I would pull out some cards and actually just do a card share. So these are cards that I've made. There are a couple of them that do have videos if you were interested in the videos. If you want to know more about how I made any of them, if you will just put a question in the comments, I will tell you. I'll explain a little as I go, but if you want to know specific die sets or something like that, I will tell you that if you will put that in the comments. So I'm going to start with this one. This is just a little idea that I got off of Pinterest, and I made it pretty much like the Pinterest. It's a little different, but pretty much like the Pinterest card that I saw. I put a die cut of So Sweet on it. This is just a little 1-inch die. This is the old card that I just stuck in my binder as an example. As I've redone it several times, I have inked the edges of these, which really makes it stand out. I think I've actually put like the head on, maybe even the tail or one in between, on foam tape, and it kind of dressed it up a little. But this was just the actual original card that we saw on Pinterest, and decided to make it that it was really cute, and then added the So Sweet. This card is a card that I made for my sister. I have had breast cancer. My sister had breast cancer. My cousin had breast cancer. It's pretty much all of us in my family have had breast cancer. And so I made a set of these cards for my sister for her thank you cards after she had breast cancer. So it's the breast cancer symbol. I have the white card and then the solid pink with the inked edges. And this is a die set that just has these little rough edges. It's not torn. It's actually a die set. And then the smaller one on the little pink polka dot. Then the breast cancer symbol, I bought those. No, I did not. I cut those on the Cricut in the glitter pink. I just stamped. This is a stamp. I stamped the thank you, put the other oval in behind it, and then these are just little bought flowers, and then I drew the little stems to go with it, and made her, I think, 25 or so of those to send out for her thank yous after she had breast cancer. This one is actually a card I made for a friend who did get breast cancer. My little thingy scooted over here. She, an older lady, and she got breast cancer anyway, so I made it for her, and it says, "Be brave, God gives his hardest battles to his bravest soldiers." And she was just an absolute beacon Christian. And anyway, I just made this for her. It's the teal, and then there's this beautiful shimmery, I don't even know what to call it. It's not gold, it's not an off-white, it's just really pretty. We used it for a 50th wedding anniversary invitation one time. And then this is just a real subdued print over like a newsprint, and then these are just some coordinating colors that I had and did with that. But I thought that turned out really pretty. This is one of my favorite cards. This one is Just Because. It's actually the same. You can see it's the same die set. I use this, and it's not a die set, they're punches. These two are the same. The large ones are the same, then a smaller, and then a smaller. And I use that punch a lot for my flowers. But this is just a pink card, and then I cut the diagonal of the pattern paper, used the bright green to make a little border so that to give them, some distinction. This is a stamp, Just Because, and this is actually a hole punch. That's that little flower shape that I made the same as the smallest flower in the middle of this. And then this is corrugated, which gave it some interest. I really felt like that just kind of made this card look special. Then this one is a little polar bear die set. I think he comes like with a little igloo. We did this one, I think, for a Valentine's card one time with the little pink under his paws and his little hat. But just a cute little card to send. Could be a Valentine, could just be a love you in any time card. Could be made into a cute little Christmas card. This was kind of a fun card to make. I put my sentiment on there and did it with, these are 2 punches that I have, the 2.5 and 3 inch, I think, or 2 and 2.5, I don't remember. But anyway, I punched those. But this was just off of a piece of pattern paper. You know, sometimes you get those pattern papers that you just don't know what you're going to do with. They have this big, bold pattern. So I just cut some of the patterns out of that big, bold pattern paper and then used them to go on a card. Took a piece, this is just, I think, 1 1/4 inch piece, maybe 1.5 inch piece of the blue. And that blue wasn't even in this. I just used all different colors. And then 1 inch piece of the yellow polka dot. The sentiment is on the yellow polka dot. This green little polka dot matches this green pretty well. But even the yellow's not in what I cut off of that card. I just wanted a lot of colors, and I liked the way that all fell together. But this was so simple and so easy. And that's just cut out of this random pattern paper that I really didn't know what to do with. This one may have a video. I don't know. No, I don't think it does. But this was another fun card. This is a die set. I believe this is a Tim Holtz die set. Used some sprigs in the background. Very mono, you know, one color with the just light teal card, and then the little bit in between teal of this kind of it's not pattern, it's textured paper that's got the gloss on it that I really have trouble using. Someone gave me a whole paper pad of this and I had trouble using it, but I thought it worked out really pretty here, and then used it on some of the flowers, and then just the flat plain teal. And then this is a stamp, You're in My Prayers. This is a die cut, and I stacked 3 of them to make it like the chipboard, and then put a teal bow on there. But again, not very complicated, but really I thought a pretty card. This one does have a video. I just made it recently. And this again is the chipboard, the homemade chipboard. And I know you can't see this. I tried it in the previous video. It's the top layer of this and the white part of the flowers in this are all the white glitter. And so I made the chipboard. This is 3 layers of that die cut, and then stacked the flowers. Some of these are die cuts and some are punches, mostly die cuts. Another Tim Holtz die cut. This is just one of those that has all kinds of words in the die cut: blessed, loved, thankful, just many. It has about 10 different words in it. And again, I made my own chipboard so that there's dimension on this card all over, and then put little rhinestones in the centers of all of those. This is just a flat card. It doesn't open as an actual card. We were doing a ladies' retreat, and so I made these to put on their welcome baggies. This is, I know you probably can't tell, but it's a glitter, and it's heat embossed, all of the design on here. Black cardstock, a black pattern, and then the hot pink with the heat embossed. And then I used the same black and the same pattern paper to do the cross, then put the pink flower with the dark pink glitter little piece of foliage under there. And it says, charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who loves the Lord is to be praised. Proverbs 31:30. And so at this point, I want to do a very quick little twist, and then I have a few more cards to show you. My scripture today is Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. Yes, I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. You know, sometimes we just feel so alone. I can remember when my little girl, who was less than 2 years old, got spinal meningitis, and I just felt like I was on an island and that there was no one that could help me. And I couldn't wait for them to get out of the room with all the clamor and the IVs and the things that were going on to get alone with God, because I knew that if I could just get alone with God, that he would uphold me. I needed to be strong. My husband had our other child, and my mother was a long ways from there. I needed strength. I needed God-sized strength. And so I just wanted to be alone and pray. So when you think that you're just on that island all alone, just remember that don't worry about it. Turn it over to God. We do worry, and I know that's much easier said than done, but just know that this scripture says, I'm with you. Don't be dismayed. I'm your God, and I want to help you. I want to uphold you. Will he take away all the problems and the fires and trials of this life? No, he will not, but he will walk through them with us. So for today, just remember Isaiah 41:10, I am with you. Be not dismayed. I'm your God, and I'll strengthen you. I'll uphold you. I'll help you. Thank you. I hope that blesses you and that you can use it the way I have in my own life. This card, I wanted to do this one because it's definitely an Easter card, or could be an Easter card. I actually did some as sympathy cards, and I do have a video on my channel of this one. I'm sorry, I didn't take the date. This is one that we used for our shut-ins, and I always keep a record of what we sent them each month. This is dark gray cardstock, pink cardstock, and then this like real subdued brick mixed media look paper that I found at Hobby Lobby, and then the dark gray, light gray, and pink cardstock that I made the different foliages out of. Again, you've seen some of these same things in those other die cuts. The cross I just did on my silhouette, and I found the cross I wanted, and then I did the offset 2 times to make the 3-dimension cross, and then added a few little rhinestones. And then this one is just so simple. This is a die cut. I would have to look it up to see if I even know where it came from. It is just a die cut, and then I added some of that same foliage on this one just to fill the card, and that's all it is. This is an old card. I can think of so many things to dress this card up now, but for that day and that time, that's what I did, and I think it's still a pretty card, even though it's very simple. And then this is the last card for today, another one that I used as an Easter card just because of the sentiment, he has risen, but you could put anything on this card. This is a gorgeous die cut that my daughter gave me, and you use the negative space. Now, with that said, I will tell you, I have done this die cut and then just trimmed out around the edge of it and used it on top of another piece of cardstock, and it just gives you that real lacy look. But either way, whether you use it in the negative, which is what it was intended to do, or you cut it out and use it just as a lacy design, it's beautiful either way on the coral cardstock and then the white and then this. And again, this is an older card, and it was a card that I needed to make quite a few of in a hurry, and so it's fairly simple. I can think of many things, again, that I would do to dress this little card up, but it's simple and it's pretty, and I liked it. This would be pretty in black and white. It would be pretty, it'd be pretty with pattern paper behind it, or this in pattern paper and that solid. There's so many options that you could do with that. So I thought, and I'll be doing some more card shares, but I thought, I'll just do it like we would a layout share and just show you some cards. I'd so appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up. I'm really trying to grow my channel. I always do the little twist with some kind of scripture or thought for the day. And I hope that that blesses your heart. But here we have, let's just look back over some of our cards. And if you get some ideas, or if you have some questions, or if you want to know what some of the die cuts were, just anything. I think there's 12 or 13 cards here. And like I said, I will continue to do these card shares if you want me to. So have a blessed day, and thank you for joining me.